Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick hunted UFOs for the U.S. government as the former director of the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO, in what might be his last interview on the subject of UFOs, now called Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, or UAPs. Kirkpatrick describes some future psychology PhD thesis that might address the question, why do some people who are otherwise credible and trustworthy make the jump that objectively documented UAPs are alien spacecraft? Rather, he found evidence that a small group of UFO alien believers have influenced public opinion to establish the connection. Many people in the UFO community think that Kirkpatrick is a stooge of the secret government cover-up program and that his interviewer, Stephen Greenstreet, is a disinformation agent. However, while doing research for my PhD, much to my surprise, I found very good evidence to accept part of Kirkpatrick's and Greenstreet's interpretation, mostly in alien abduction research supported by Robert Bigelow. While the connection between UFOs and aliens may seem obvious, it is a relatively new phenomenon. There have always been strange things in the night and the sky. Before the 1950s, people reported strange lights and beings as aliens, spirits, or fairies. In order for Kirkpatrick and Congress to ultimately accept an interpretation of UFOs, it needs to be official science or academic research. Research studies need to be published in peer-reviewed journals, and dissertations need to be written within accredited academic contexts. Such academic writing does exist about UFOs and the belief in aliens, but it is rare and obviously does not satisfactorily explain the connection. Kirkpatrick's mandate at AARO was to address anomalies, aka reports of UFOs, into known and unknown phenomena for study. He was a scientist employed by the government to manage a team of experts, and therefore his opinion about the state of science regarding UFOs is actually an expert opinion. Kirkpatrick's statement about some future psychological PhD thesis confirms that my strange academic path is actually very needed. Right before this statement, Greenstreet and Kirkpatrick discussed the risks of a paranormal interpretation of UAPs. They had just discussed the fact that the US missed Chinese spy balloons because, as they allege, some UFO fanatic officials within the US government misinterpreted drones and other spy tech as UFOs, aka alien spacecraft, not UFOs, aka unidentified flying object. Here is this statement from Kirkpatrick that confirms my academic path. Why people make that leap of, hey, I don't understand what I'm seeing, therefore it must be an alien. There's a whole range of other possibilities between I don't understand what I'm seeing and it's an alien. There's all kinds of other stuff that happens in there. Why people make that jump, I don't know. It's a very interesting psychological study or PhD thesis for someone, but it is not our job. Our job was to decouple the two, which I believe Kirkpatrick is referring to the belief of aliens with the UFO data. So let me read the sentence that really matters again. Why people make that jump, I don't know. It's a very interesting psychological study or PhD thesis for somebody, but it's not our job. Okay, so I am a PhD student pursuing a psychological thesis that explores the connection between objectively documented UFOs and subjectively experienced aliens. How much of Kirkpatrick's statements do I find true? A lot of it. I found his assessment of the small UFO religion to be particularly apt and grounded in literature, especially about Robert Bigelow, who seems to be at the center of the group. I focus on Bigelow's 1992 publication of the booklet Unusual Personal Experiences because it defined the UFO abduction syndrome, which is its own can of worms and subject for many other videos. Like Kirkpatrick, I have not yet found a psychological article or dissertation about why some people believe UFOs are alien spacecraft. How is it possible that academia or science has not yet addressed the question? There are a few reasons. First, UFOs and aliens were wildly taboo and were not credible in the mainstream until around 2017. Second, most or all of our reports of aliens derive from only subjective testimony and often from dreams or hypnosis. Science holds well-known biases against subjective testimony, which is made worse by the strange subject matter of UFOs and aliens. Finally, science has become extremely specialized, such that a multidisciplinary effort would be needed to study phenomena that spans objective sensor data and subjective experiences like dreams of aliens. Synchronistically, I had encountered the interview during a writing break for a final paper for the class, The Phenomenology of UAPs. This paper will likely be integrated into my PhD thesis. The paper begins, how did the UFO abduction syndrome authors connect alien abduction testimony with UFOs? If Kirkpatrick is right, then this paper may actually be the first time the question was asked within an accredited academic context. My program is based in integral studies, which integrates subjective and objective perspectives and seeks to bridge science and psychology. It is the first accredited program to officially study UFOs and aliens, albeit within the context of an anomalous studies concentration. Want to know what my paper says? Normally, I'd read you the paper, but I'm going to do something different. I will simply invite you to do two things. First, if you know of any other PhD student or academic researcher focused on the psychological connection between UAPs and belief in aliens, then comment below. Second, if you want to read my paper, then you need to tell me why by filling out a short and simple survey on the D-SETI website. Just follow the links in the note below, then fill out the survey. It should only take a few minutes, and then you'll get the PDF. If you like scholarly deep dives on the topics of dreams, aliens, and UFOs, subscribe to this channel, like this video, or comment below. Your engagement helps me continue our intrepid journey into the unknown. Something real is going on in dreams of aliens projected upon the mysterious UFO. It is worth our attention, our testimony, and our action. Thank you for yours. May you dream well.